last year, which I reviewed. I like the new slimmer headlights. That's nice. They did this kind of cool thing where the light reflects off the grille. And if you notice, some of these are like little upside down L's almost. So like for the Lexus pattern there. Little details like that on Lexus always floor me. Cornering lights, they did make the chassis on all of them stiffer for this year. So hopefully it'll dry better. We actually have a test track out there. So later on, we'll get to take, I'm excited to take the F Sport out on the test track. This one I'm sure will drive well, but it's more geared towards luxury. And you can't get the hybrid in the F Sport or the long wheelbase, which is kind of a bummer. I think it'd be neat. On the smaller Lexus SUVs, you can, just not on the RX. And then back here, I like the taillight. It's a little more subtle, and it's got that L, pattern in the lights back there, the blue badging for the hybrid, and very clean looking, nice looking SUV. The interior has changed a fair amount. The color schemes have changed. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. What's nice is, for those who weren't a fan of this mouse trackpad, this is now a touchscreen. And it's larger, the available screen. So not only do you have Android Auto or CarPlay through the USB ports in here, which they put a little phone holder down here, which I thought was pretty clever. These two just charge, and they don't actually hold the phone per se. And then, of course, so that's kind of neat. You can stick your phone in there and run the wire, like here. And then, of course, there's two more chargers back here. Pretty much everything's the same in the back, mostly the new screen and some of the new F Sport performance, and just overall, even the luxury edition of the car is stiffer. It's a very nice car inside, very nice place to spend time, lighted door sill, very nice quality interior, as you'd expect from a Lexus. This one last time, the seats back here, the third row, it's nice to have. They're pretty small. However, I mean, you can move these up. It's for mostly for children or, very smaller adults for a short trip. Things like that is why you'd want that third row. And there's not a whole lot of storage behind them. So, I mean, some folks would want the long wheelbase, but you can't get the F Sport in the long wheelbase. So there's actually a little bit of storage even with these seats up. And then if you put them down, of course, there's quite a bit more. As I mentioned when I did the full review on this car, which I'll link to at the end. And then you can now kick, like on a lot of cars, to activate the tailgate. All right, so here's the F Sport one. As you can see, it's got the diffuser down there. It's got a different grille from the F Sport, which I think is kind of neat. It's got like the more aggressive looking air dam there, things like that. More aggressive rims, F Sport badging on the side. This one is the performance, so it'll be neat in the drive review because it has different suspension, the same suspension from the LC. So taking it around their little test track here should be pretty neat. Looks pretty similar in the back, different, diffuser down there, but otherwise pretty similar looking. You just look on the side for the badging and, the different rims. Inside, very similar. There's like a slightly different gauges, and that's the main way you can kind of tell. And then here's that touchscreen. I can kind of show you. It's kind of nifty. Let's hit the home button here so you can go in and it's kind of nice to be able to tap on stuff. So in addition to moving the screen up and over, they made it bigger and, of course, added the Android Auto and CarPlay. I really like having the touchscreen capacity. It does get some fingerprint smudges, as you can see there, but it's just such a nice way to navigate that big screen if you're not a fan of that touchpad, or if you're driving and you just want to tap a button. The Sport and Sport Plus, they said kind of start out in like normal, and then you can go into Sport Plus. So that's what we'll do. I guess we go here and then out, right? Alright, cool. Alright. So, this one is not the hybrid, it's just the regular engine there. I guess, okay, follow these cones around. Alright, so very smooth, very quiet, as you'd expect from a Lexus, even when you're in the more aggressive sport modes. This one does have like an air intake they were mentioning, things like that. Sport Plus. Yeah, you can definitely hear a little bit of engine sounds, kind of nice. Going a little bit above the speed limit they said. The steering is actually really, really good on this one. I'm gonna go do a 0 to 60 here and get a feel for that. On here, we're in Sport Plus, and I don't think there's like a launch control or anything, so I will just gun it. Pretty quick. Alright, so there's that. Very neat, and then they were coming into a very tight turn here. Next lap, I'll show you guys the track itself so you can get some feel for that. Yeah, very nice feeling this. The suspension really is nice. If you want something in a sporty SUV, I wouldn't have said the Lexus was that in the past, but it actually is very sporty and very competent now going forward. So now I'll just kind of show you guys a video of the. So here is the track itself. And the nice thing is you're doing this whole track with like cooled seats and surround sound and, you know, practical SUV as well. Very competent. Not a lot of body roll at all compared to last gen. It's so much more competent. It's actually kind of fun. I won't do the 0 to 60 this time. I'll just kind of continue down here. This one does have a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit, so we'll gun it. A little bit lacking in the torque. I think the hybrid is actually, it feels a little bit faster. So going to the brakes here. Good, competent brakes. Good, you know, fun SUV. Definitely an enjoyable experience. And it's something, you know, you'd have fun in on like car canyon roads and stuff like that. So definitely would recommend this. Definitely over last year's one, and also over, I think it's there. And I definitely like the F Sport as well if you want something kind of sporty. Well, next time, my speedy racers, drive on.